Hello YouTube, back once again with the Westworld reviews, and here we are with Season 1, Episode 3, The Stray. Sorry I made no comment about Episode 2, Chestnut. I was very busy that week, so just let me quickly give you my thoughts on that. It was good. I want to say it was as good as the premiere. I really liked half the story. I really liked the story with the guy who first comes to Westworld. I liked seeing how someone first gets into the world. That it's good. That was, and I liked how the episode pretty much clearly established, like, okay, this is a carved out section of of the Earth. This is not a virtual reality. I was glad it gave an explanation on that, and that it also when I was about to say, well, then how does the guns work? Just when they say the guns can only can only hurt specific people, like it can only hurt the host. So it's like, okay, good. Thanks for answering that, clearing that one up for me. That, though, the main reason, though, I didn't think it was good as episode 1 was I just thought the whole thing of, what's the name of the character? Maeve, is that the name of the woman who runs the brothel? Yeah, whatever her name is. I just found her remembering things not as interesting as Evan Rachel Wood as Dolores, just for the fact. It's more so with Dolores, just seeing such an optimistic human being, just, realizing that she's only... Her whole point is just to suffer, and, So it just wasn't as effective. It was effective though when you learned that Maeve also had a connection to the Man in Black played by Ed Harris. I thought that was interesting thought, but besides that, yeah, still good. Just wasn't as good as episode 1. Now episode 1. So here we are with episode 3, The Stray, and I thought this was just as good as episode 1. Because unlike the first two episodes, that were mainly focused on setting up plot and the characters and world. This was the episode that finally went to the plot, and yeah, it was really interesting with all the robots or the hosts starting some things going getting crazier for them. Mainly with Dolores. Well, first there was the whole thing. It was really it was a really almost darkly hilarious with all the stuff with James Marsden this episode as Teddy. That's his character's name, right? Just when he's talking to Anthony Hopkins and then Anthony Hopkins is just like, do you know why you can't remember your backstory of why you need redemption? And he's just like, no, why? Just like, that's because we never gave you a backstory. We were too lazy to. I thought that was pretty darkly hilarious. But from then, though, it was interesting seeing how they uploaded the memories to to a host's mind. I thought that was very interesting to see. What else happened this episode? There was no Ed Harris this episode, which was interesting. I was very bummed out. No new development on the maze and what's in there and how he plans to and what the entrance exactly is. That bummed me out. What else? Then there was all this stuff basically from there. You see more of the hosts are trying to remember, Maeve, she remembers seeing James Marsden seeing him in the facility last week when she awoken in the facility, and I'm like, okay, I still feel Maeve's too disconnected from everyone else at the moment, and for me to really care about her. What else? Then there's the stuff with Evan Rachel Wood as Dolores, and that was all the best stuff this week. Just seeing her gaining more, it seems to be gaining more and more of a consciousness. First there was all the stuff between her and I forget the guy's name, the programmer, whatever his name is. When he's just having a conversation with her and just trying to see if she is trying to get she is getting a consciousness, or it seems like he's trying to get her to get a full conscious going. That I could help but kind of just smirk when he handed her a copy of I thought you'd like this book, and it was Alice in Wonderland. I was like, ha ha, I get it. And besides that, though, it was fascinating seeing her gain more of a consciousness, when she ran into Teddy again, and then when she just says I want to get out of here, and he's eventually just can we just leave now? Why can't we ever leave? I thought that was interesting. Also, the quick thing though, when her and Teddy they get back to her house, it's the script again of her father being killed. My only thought was, well, what happens exactly if there's um, none of the guests arrived because, like, in the first time we saw in the first episode, like, Teddy saved the day and then Ed Harris showed up and shot him. So, what happens if no guest? If no guest shows up, what exactly? How does their script end up? How does it end? That's what I'm wondering. Anything else then besides Dolores really this episode? No, really, it's all Dolores this episode. And well, to be fair, though, it was really interesting just seeing her gain more of a consciousness. Like so after that, there was all this stuff about after how they changed James Marsden's memory, and then he tries to teach her how to shoot, and she can't do it, and you can tell it's not because she just can't from an emotional standpoint. She just has programmed that she can physically fire the gun. I thought that was really good. That was really good and led to a very effective ending in which after Teddy ran off to find the guy who he's been programmed to hate. Also, though, quickly though, so about Teddy, this was interesting how it ended with him being surrounded by what looked like psychopathic murderers, and then him shooting all of them, and then nothing had them all standing tall. Those must all be guests then, right? Everyone in the masks at the end, right? Because that's the only way they could all survive. Just a bit of... I thought that was an interesting touch that all these crazy psychopaths are all guests. Anyway, what happens if a guest shoots a guest? What happens then? Does it just hurt? Is it just how it normally works out to go and just be like, how? I'm curious about that, but, anyway, still though, then there was just how, with James Marsden gone and Dolores getting back home and being attacked by the bandits again, when she's about to be raped not by Ed Harris, by just one of the bandits this time, when she pulls out his gun, it was such a great, it was so interesting just when she just shoots the guy. She shoots the guy, and you can clearly tell she's not supposed to be able to shoot the guy. Because the moment she runs outside, one of the guys says hey, what you doing? One of the other bandits, and then shoots her, but nothing happens, so she's not programmed to be able to be shot dead, I'm guessing. And she just keeps walking, and the guy just says once again, hey, what you doing? Because they don't have, none of the robots in this, the hosts in this situation have any idea how to deal with this situation. I thought that was such an interesting idea. That was all really cool. So, what else really? Anything else besides my major theory for the end of the episode? No, not really. There was the stuff with the guy who arrived in town. Now, quick thing about him in episode 2, I thought it was so weird when he was just that prostitute wanted to sleep with him, and then he was nah, I got someone back home. And then the moment he sees Dolores, he's just screw that. I'm I mean, to be fair, it is Evan Rachel Wood, but I was still wow, you break really easily, you know that? But still, though, I just couldn't help but find that kind of funny. Still, though, it was interesting. Even though he mainly sat this episode, I was that was interesting just to get rid of this character so fast. It was interesting when Dolores then just rode into his camp and just fell in her arms. Want to see where that goes next episode. It seems these guys are now caught up on whatever Dolores is going to be doing the rest of this season. What else happened? And really anything else that happened? There was the stuff with... Oh, and then there was all this stuff with those two workers trying to find the stray, the host that goes missing, the one the episode's named after. I thought that was all okay. I'm guessing that star constellation has something to do with the maze everyone's looking for, but that's just my guess. Nothing really interesting. The most interesting that happened was at the end when the host breaks command and then just starts And just like it looks like he's about to take a boulder and crush the woman. Oh, I forget whatever the character's name is. Sabrina from Raising Hope. Let's just call her that. I'm just gonna call her Sabrina from now on. Just when he looks like he's about to crush Sabrina with the rock, and they just pounds his head in. I was seriously just thinking, just like I was like, what the hell is going on here? I'm curious to see what that means. Still though, anything else really? No, just a really good episode. Good things about good further. It was really interesting seeing Dolores gain more of a consciousness, and it had some cool action. And once again, it's really depressing just to see Teddy and Dolores Dolores just always suffering basically every day. But besides that, though, this is the one last big thing that happens this episode. You learn a bit of backstory of Westworld, and what you learn from Anthony Hopkins, how this world essentially, how there used to be somebody else who wanted to basically establish a fully working consciousness, but then he died when the park opened. What was it, 30 years ago? Because you know who mentioned he's been going there for 30 years? Ed Harris. So this is my guess. I would honestly be a bit surprised at the moment if it doesn't land somewhere near here, because I do feel like maybe the writers played their hand a bit too much on this one. My guess is Ed Harris is as Ed Harris as the Man in Black, for the fact that they never named him. I forget what his name was. What Anthony Hopkins says the other creator's name was. He isn't the actual second creator of the park. What he's going to turn out to be is, my guess is at the end it's going to turn out he is another host that was made specifically by the second maker of the park in his image to basically try to get his full conscious working, like get his conscious being onto the Man in Black, so basically he could keep living after he died in a certain way. That's my major guess is where it's going. But still, really good episode. Like I said, great philosophy of what consciousness is. Had some fun action sequences. Had some really dark moments, and I'm guessing it had some really intriguing plot threads to see where the plot of the series is going. Only thing I would have preferred, I would love to see one thing with Ed Harris. I was gonna bummed out there was no Ed Harris with his mace, but that looks like what next episode's gonna be about. So another great episode of Westworld, better than episode 2, definitely I'd say. Probably as good as the premiere, I'd say. YouTube as always. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.